The fight between the history's most powerful king of curses and today's world's most powerful sorcerer, which was supposed to happen on December 24th. Today we will talk about how the terrifying fight between the strongest sorcerer and the king of curses took place, and by the end of the fight, it became 3 versus 1, and today's most powerful sorcerer was killed. To find out who was actually more powerful, let's get started. Sukuna, Kenjaku, and Yoraume are making a plan on a tall building. After that, Kenjaku leaves to finish off the remaining culling game players. Sukuna and Yoraume wait for Gojo on a building in Shinjuku. On the other side, Gojo, Ijichi, Utahime, and Kakuganji go to Shibuya. Gojo and the others were in Shibuya, while Sukuna and Yoraume were in Shinjuku. But even from such a distance, Sukuna was sensing Gojo's cursed energy. Now the battle begins. Gojo asks Ijichi to create a barrier so that Sukuna cannot sense Gojo's attacks. Ijichi sets up the barrier, and Utahime uses her forbidden technique to boost Gojo's power to 120%. Then, first of all, Gojo uses his technique Hollow Purple at 200% and directly attacks Sukuna from Shibuya itself. Due to Ijichi's barrier, Sukuna doesn't notice the Hollow Purple until the last moment. Gojo's attack was so powerful that the entire building where Sukuna and Yoraume were standing turns to dust. From this attack, both of Sukuna's arms are blown off. Sukuna starts healing them, and right then, Gojo teleports directly from Shibuya to Shinjuku in front of Sukuna. Now the two most powerful beings were face to face. Gojo talks about defeating Sukuna in the fight. In response, Sukuna waves his hand and says, "Don't get happy over this little surprise attack." Sukuna compares Gojo to a fish lying on a cutting board and says, "I'll first remove the fish scales." To this, Gojo says, "I don't need to worry about Megumi. Just because you look like Megumi, don't think I won't kill you, because I've already killed a man with this face." Gojo says, "I'll think about my student after defeating you," and both get into attack positions. Gojo also rips off his shirt and attacks Sukuna, and hand-to-hand combat begins between them. In hand-to-hand combat, Gojo is dominating Sukuna. This fight was so dangerous that every building was being destroyed. Both were throwing buildings at each other. You might be wondering how Sukuna is touching Gojo by bypassing his infinity. So, Sukuna was using domain amplification. Similar to simple domain, domain amplification is an anti-domain technique. It neutralizes any technique or domain of the opponent for the user, meaning the user envelops themselves in an anti-cursed domain technique where no cursed technique works inside it. This is why, when Sukuna was fighting Gojo with domain amplification, Gojo's infinity would get nullified upon entering the domain amplification, allowing Sukuna to touch him. However, one disadvantage of using domain amplification is that the user's own curse techniques are also nullified. The user cannot use their innate techniques with domain amplification. After a long hand-to-hand fight, Gojo remembers that Mei is live streaming and everyone is watching their fight. Then both activated simultaneously. Domain expansion. Domain expansion is a jujutsu sorcerer's highest technique, in which the user creates a separate world with cursed technique called a domain, where the opponent inside receives a sure hit effect. For example, Sukuna's cursed technique is Cleave Dismantle, and this same technique inside his domain will guaranteed hit whatever he targets inside. Ensures that anything Sukuna targets within his domain will be struck, no matter where they are in the domain's area. Even Gojo's infinity cannot block these hits. Gojo's domain, Unlimited Void, is a closed barrier domain, meaning it is confined within a barrier. In contrast, Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine is an open barrier domain with no physical barrier, covering its entire area. This makes it even more dangerous because to destroy Gojo's domain, one must break its barrier. But Sukuna's domain has no barrier, making escape from its range impossible. Only Sukuna can close his domain, or it will collapse if he becomes too weak to maintain it. Back to the fight, Gojo and Sukuna's domains clash head-on. Since both domains are equally powerful, neither's guaranteed hits land on the other. Sukuna's domain is an open barrier domain, while Gojo's domain has a barrier that is weak on the outside, but strong on the inside. Sukuna exploits this by destroying Gojo's domain barrier from the outside, leaving Gojo unable to do anything from within. As a result, Gojo's domain collapses, and Malevolent Shrine's guaranteed hit slashes Gojo's neck. Gojo immediately heals himself using Reverse Curse technique, but Malevolent Shrine's relentless barrage continues. After his domain breaks, Gojo is unable to use his curse techniques, blue, red, or purple, for some time and is repeatedly slashed. Without a domain, he continuously heals himself with RCT at maximum output while facing Sukuna's domain. Gojo tries to escape Sukuna's domain, but Sukuna keeps engaging him, trapping him within it. Gojo, caught in Sukuna's domain, fights while healing himself, a feat no ordinary sorcerer could achieve. Sukuna takes advantage, relentlessly attacking Gojo. To survive, Gojo uses a simple domain, an anti-domain technique that temporarily protects him from Sukuna's domain hits. However, a simple domain cannot withstand an original domain for long. It buys Gojo time to heal, but Sukuna continues fighting within the simple domain. As mentioned, Gojo's simple domain soon breaks, and Malevolent Shrine's attacks resume, injuring him again. Gojo quickly creates another simple domain, but this time does not heal himself with RCT. Onlookers wonder if Gojo's cursed energy is depleted, or if he is lost. Suddenly, his simple domain breaks, and with no techniques or healing, everyone thinks it's over. But then, Gojo swiftly leaps into Sukuna's arms and unleashes Reversal Red, blasting Sukuna away. This shocks everyone, as Gojo's techniques were supposedly burned out. It's revealed that during his second simple domain, Gojo used RCT not to heal his body, but to heal his burned-out curse technique, an unprecedented feat. Sukuna is injured, Gojo heals himself, and he opens his domain again. This time, Gojo strengthens the outer barrier of Unlimited Void, while weakening the inner one to prevent Sukuna from breaking it from the outside. Sukuna counters by reducing his domain's range to intensify external attacks on Gojo's barrier. He also sticks close to Gojo to avoid Infinity's effects, as Kenjaku had informed him that Infinity doesn't affect someone Gojo is directly touching within his domain. Sukuna uses both domain amplification and domain expansion simultaneously, shocking Gojo, as this neutralizes Gojo's curse techniques while doubling Sukuna's domain output. Sukuna's intensified attacks break Gojo's domain barrier again, causing Unlimited Void to collapse a second time. Malevolent Shrine slashes resume. Gojo switches to Falling Blossom Emotion, a technique that counters Sukuna's domain attacks, reducing the slashes to lighter cuts. This buys him time to heal his burned-out technique again. With his curse technique restored, Gojo activates domain expansion once more, but this time he shrinks his domain to the size of a basketball to make it more effective and powerful. Sukuna responds by reducing his domain's range to increase its attack potency. After 3 minutes of relentless attacks, Gojo's domain breaks again. Everyone thinks Gojo is finished, but then Sukuna's domain collapses as well. It's revealed that Gojo's domain lasted 3 minutes, during which he attacked Sukuna so fiercely that Sukuna couldn't maintain his domain, causing it to collapse. As both emerge from their domains, they resume hand-to-hand combat. During this, Gojo is forced to wonder what Sukuna is planning next. During the battle within the domain, Gojo was dominating Sukuna, yet Sukuna refrained from using Mahoraga from Megumi's 10 Shadows technique. Suddenly, Mahoraga's wheel spins, and blood starts dripping from Gojo's nose. Everyone assumed that after his domain collapsed, Sukuna wouldn't be able to use his techniques or create another domain, leaving Gojo poised for an easy victory. However, Sukuna, like Gojo, uses Reverse Curse Technique, RCT, to restore his burned-out curse technique. Sukuna becomes the second person after Gojo to achieve this feat, showcasing his ability to learn any technique after seeing it once. Both heal themselves and expand their domains again. Gojo, as before, starts overpowering Sukuna. Sukuna manages to break Gojo's unlimited void again, but Gojo retaliates by relentlessly attacking Sukuna, causing his domain to collapse as well. Gojo's assault is so intense that it blows off half of Sukuna's face. With both domains broken, they heal their techniques and expand their domains once more. This time, Gojo opens his domain 0.01 seconds faster than Sukuna, as Sukuna takes slightly longer to heal. This allows Gojo to dominate, and after a 2-minute 40-second battle, Sukuna can no longer maintain his domain, causing it to collapse. As Sukuna's domain breaks, Gojo's domain lands a guaranteed hit, trapping Sukuna in infinity. Gojo targets Sukuna's lungs and liver, but before he can finish him off, Sukuna summons Mahoraga.
With this treasure I summon 8-handled sword, Divergent Sila, Divine General Mahoraga.
Within Gojo's domain. Now facing Mahoraga, Gojo attempts to eliminate it in one shot using his Reversal Red Cursed technique. However, before he can, Mahoraga slams the Sword of Extermination into Gojo's domain, shattering it. The Sword of Extermination can nullify any cursed energy or technique. You've already seen Mahoraga's power in the Sukuna versus Mahoraga fight. In the next part, we'll continue from here and see how Sukuna uses Mahoraga to defeat Gojo. So, who do you think had the upper hand so far? Let us know in the comments and we'll meet in the next part of this video.